Sway and Tech, world famous wake up show, world renowned, internationally known, okay? MTV News, Rap Fix, work with us, SHADE45, Sway in the morning. This is Montreality, act like you know, huh? Ooh. My story is, you know, I grew up in Oakland and the Bay Area. Me and my partner King Tech, he's from the Bay Area. That's who I came in the game with. I met him through a friend of mine who was from Oakland. They used to break dance together. The friend that I knew, we also ran track together. About the time that breaking started fading away, we were still in school. We wanted to do something to stay in the culture. So we formed the rap group. A couple people from the rap group fell out. They went into the streets and started doing some street things. Tech and I continued that pursuit of a rap career. We eventually put out some records locally, got popular in Northern California in the Bay Area. I won a rap contest, he won a DJ contest. That allowed us to get on a station called KMEL. When we got on that station, we created a show called The Wake Up Show. The Wake Up Show was just a variety show where we wanted to expose people to things they weren't aware of in hip-hop culture. That's why we called it Wake Up. It was a double entendre. A lot of mainstream things you heard on the radio, we wanted to play the stuff you wouldn't normally expect to hear on the radio. And that show became really big, became syndicated in the Bay, in LA, Chicago, Philadelphia, Georgia, and then different continents, Asia, Africa, Australia. We were in the West Indies. And it became really popular for just staying true to itself, never compromising its integrity. A lot of artists came, got their careers started on that show, and we supported a lot of artists from Nas to the Fugees to Eminem, which was probably one of the biggest stories that came from that show. You know, his popularity was definitely enhanced through that show, and he went on to have a sign with Dr. Dre, and a lot of people pointed to us and a few other radio shows that's giving credit to blowing him up as well. Not to mention he's one of the dopest MCs to ever touch the mic. And from there, we started doing concert tours. Before Rock the Bells was Rock the Bells, it was the Wake Up Show 101 concert tour. We worked with Gorilla Union and Chang and used to put together the same kind of tour, and then Chang went on and branched off and started doing Rock the Bells. We put out clothing lines, Chevrolet, Big Game Hunters. We put out DVDs of the Wake Up Show freestyles. We put out Wake Up Show CDs, volume 1 through 8, freestyles that people did on our show. We put out albums, this or that, with DJ Revolution. Featured everybody from Gang Starr to Eminem. We put out another album, Back to Basics, that featured a lot of different people. Then I came to MTV. I mean, I could keep telling you a lot of stuff, man, but I'm trying to run it down the line. I'm trying to give you years in like 5 minutes, yeah. In the class, you know, when I was in kindergarten, and I remember this, I almost flunked, because I was real quiet and I was scared to speak up to what I knew. When I was a child, I was raised by my great auntie and uncle, who were elderly people. There's 3 kids in my family: my older brother Terry Calloway, my sister Regina, and myself. And a lot of times my mother would have to put me with them because she was a single mom, so she couldn't, it was harder for her to take care of 3 kids. And so when I got around other kids, I was always a little quiet and scared to speak up. And in Oakland, if you didn't speak up, they thought something was wrong with you, you know. So I almost got flunked in kindergarten. So they sent me to summer school. We do that out here. So if you fall behind, you go to summer school to catch up. But I whizzed through summer school. It was easy. So by the time I got into 1st grade, I had more confidence in speaking up. And then I got pushed to accelerated classes. They didn't want to keep me in 1st grade classes. I really developed a knack to memorize things. So if I did addition formulas to do mathematic problems, I knew how to memorize a whole lot really quickly. And when I got to junior high school, that kind of work ethic in school continued, you know. But when I got to high school, it became more about hip hop. So I didn't put as much energy into the books as I probably could have, because I just started seeing more different things for my future. But the education that I did get early on has helped me excel in this music business as well. I went to Merritt College, which is a junior college in Oakland. I took classes at San Francisco State, and I learned to take courses that I was passionate about. So I took all aspects of the music industry. I took distribution classes, marketing classes, and I applied that to my everyday life. Following my passion, man. I was an okay student. maybe a little bit above average, but by no means was I like, a straight A student. First job I ever had as a teenager growing up in Oakland, there used to be this hamburger chain. Like on the East Coast, they got White Plains. In Oakland, we had Quick Ways. It was like a greasy spoon. Like it was, literally, man, they used to make, the way they made their food. I remember the first time I worked there, they used to have this big tub of grease. And that's where they would fry the French fries, and they would also fry chickens in the same grease. At nighttime, when it came to clean up, instead of emptying the grease and start with a fresh batch, they used to put this powder in the grease called Everlast, and that was supposed to clean the grease. But over the weeks and months that I worked there, they never changed the grease, And I used to work. The one Quick Way burger was by this popular area called the 6-9 Village, which is at that time was the equivalent to any projects, in the city, and it was one of the roughest places in East Oakland. So every 1st and 15th, it was routinely people would come and rob that Quick Ways. So on 62nd, I believe, in East 14th in East Oakland. So I had to leave that. I became a dishwasher at a Creole restaurant called Anita's. It was a sports bar, and different athletes at that time that were in Oakland, like Ricky Henderson and different people like that would come through. I worked at a naval air base, and I used to put up conduits in warehouses and run wires through that. I worked at UPS. I used to load the flatbed trucks at UPS. That's how I got, that's when my arms started getting big from loading flatbed trucks to UPS. I worked at a rattan furniture store. I used to put the stuffings and pillows and build furniture. I delivered seafood products in San Francisco early in the morning in Chinatown. I've done a lot of different. I worked at a bait shop. I used to fish a lot, so I used to work at this bait shop, and they used to pay me with rods and reels. And I've done a lot of jobs at the same time, pursuing the rap career at the same time, trying to be in the music business. Studio. The first big check Tech and I ever really got was when we signed a deal with Giant Warner Brothers. Did an album called Concrete Jungle, and it was $25,000. That was big to us. And all we did was buy equipment and went into the studio and continued to work. We never stopped working because we didn't believe that it was really our money. We hadn't earned it, Somebody gave it to us. But we definitely reinvested in ourselves. Persistence, belief, passion, and preparation. I think a lot of people, the persistence will get you in the door, being consistent to keep you in the door. The preparation to help you be the best you can be once you pass through those doors, and the passion, the love for whatever it is you do, it'll always keep you vibrant, it'll always keep you excited, and it'll always keep you motivated. What's in my pockets? Let me see. You want me to tell you or show you? All right, I got my ID. Let me see. This is SHADE45, Sirius XM, Sway in the morning every single day. What up, Debbie Dev? I got the house keys right here. Yeah, I got the house keys, and I got my wallet. Let me see if I got my wallet. Yeah, I got the MTV ID right here. Boom. And let me see. I don't have a lot of money, man. I don't keep a lot of money in my wallet. Maybe about $60. Why, you want to go to lunch? You good? Cena, you good? Help me if I forget something. I mean, we got swaysuniverse.com, which is a new site that we put up, and we're developing that to just kind of reflect my everyday life and passions and interests. And a lot of the content, it comes from Sway in the Morning, but we got segments like First Aid with Kelly Kincaid, who's also my business partner, where we talk about health issues every single week. Got the A&R Room, which is a segment on the show, but it gives us the ability to talk about new music. Straight Up No Chaser with Heather B, the legendary MC. She does a bit for us where she kind of counsels people through their problems, the tragic problems of their relationships. We put out Saigon, Greatest Story Never Told album last year. I teamed up with Just Blaze to put that out. Yeah, we're putting out, Kelly and I teaming up with Suburban Noise, and we got a segment called Get in the Game where we give a lot of new artists exposure on SHADE45 as well as MTV, and we're gonna start putting together compilations and releasing music that reflect those artists and just helping them break the same way Drake did, the same way Big Sean did, the same way Wiz Khalifa did, the same way Mac Miller did, and that's something I'm really passionate about. And fishing, bro. I'm an angler. Yeah, largemouth bass, smallmouth, smallmouth. A lot of other stuff I do is mostly in the community. So I do a program called Get Schooled, where we go to different schools and we challenge the student body to, improve on their attendance and also on scholastics to help raise up their test scores. And when they do, I'll bring an artist with me, Neo or Pharrell or Carrie Hilson, and we do a special assembly just to reward the kids for investing in themselves. And then also I do a speaking tour where I go to college campuses and just talk about the music business, but also talk about life in general and how it tied in. I usually go to broadcasting departments and people who want to get into media and communications. I mean, I didn't do it the traditional way. I was very fortunate and prepared when I got the opportunity, but I've learned a lot, and hopefully I've inspired a lot of people. So I talk about what it's been like working in radio, what it's like to work for MTV, to interview President Obama or President Clinton or Secretary of State Hillary Clinton. I'm also be doing a lot of campaign coverage. We got a new campaign called The Power of 12, and that's the power of, the now generation in 2012, how they have the ability to shape and mold the agenda in the political arena. And I try to serve as that conduit, to get information out to the younger generation that tune in to us on SHADE45 or that watches me on MTV. I've had the opportunity to interview everybody from Lil Wayne to Tupac to Biggie to Lady Gaga to Bono from U2 to presidents and all sorts of folks. I've been very fortunate and I like to share those experiences.